Okay, at least I know now what to look for. See what I'm looking for.
About time you stood up for yourself.
Yeah.
And he was 17.
Kill
So,
this.
if we don't,
Yeah, this is not law enforcement. So.
if we live in this fear of trying to please, of trying to protect your kids
What
from
the fuck?
difficult things, of losing your job, of losing your money, of losing your status, losing all those things.
Even here they don't care.
My friend
They see a
circle
car
is
backing
this
up.
big now
They
because
don't
they left.
care. They just fly
But
right
it's
through
okay,
you.
because they were there first
and try to
season,
hit you.
and that taught me what? When you do have friends, you know who your people are, and you are there for them when they need it too. So it's actually all of this and the cancellation and the hate is such a blessing, and I wouldn't know that without my faith.
Stay
chill, everybody.
Which is not okay.
Shalom, everybody. Have a great
okay.
weekend. Register voters. Subscribe to the show. Be blessed. Talk to you soon.
If you're between 50 and 85 years of age, stay tuned for this very important message. The average funeral is at least over $10,000 to $15,000. Is your family prepared to handle the financial burden after you are gone? Did you know that you may qualify for up to $25,000 in final expense life insurance benefits? These state-approved final expense plans will pay a tax-free benefit to your family after you are gone, regardless of your future age or medical condition. There are no medical exams. Your rates will never increase. Your benefits will never decrease. Don't make the last gift to your family a large funeral bill. Call 800-496-4779 now to lock in your lowest rate, or get a free quote at Compare National now at 800-496-4779. Prepare for the inevitable and the fact of life. Don't leave your family grieving and worried about paying your debt. Call 800-496-4779. That's 800-496-4779.
This is Jerry Boyer for townhall.com. Tractor Supply recently did something remarkable that you may have missed. They pulled out of supporting pride parades and refocused their giving to veterans causes and agricultural education. They also dropped out of divisive DEI ideologies, which advocate for employees on the basis of race and gender and sexual orientation. Tractor Supply also dropped anti-oil and gas carbon limitation goals. I have never seen such a striking reversal. Left-wing activists warned about backlash, but the day of the announcement, the stock price went up. ESG, environmental, social, and governance investing, has always depended on the myth that its victory is inevitable. But Tractor Supply's decision to do the right thing shatters that myth. They can lose, and if they can lose Tractor Supply, what other companies with conservative customers and liberal corporate governance can also be turned back to sin?
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So, I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, the SelectQuote same-day coverage. There was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote 1-800-670-5151. That's 1-800-670-5151. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-670-5151. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com. The answer. Oakland and San Jose. Radio home of the Oakland Ballers.
Why is trash not taking still? I don't understand that. Why is with the trash company? They haven't picked up trash since yesterday when they were
Vice
supposed
President
to.
Kamala Harris and some media organizations are trying to rewrite history by denying her failures as the Biden administration's so-called border czar. On the Salem Media Group news program, This Week on the Hill with Tony Perkins. Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise says Harris can't escape her own record.
She ignored this problem. She is for open borders. She's been very vocal about wanting to legalize people who just roam into the country and giving them free stuff. And by the way, it's angering most people in America. And now that they realize, okay, she's the nominee for president and she's going to have to carry out what is the number one issue in America, they're going to try to change history. Sorry, they're not going to be able to get away with it.
The complete interview with House Majority Leader Steve Scalise will be broadcast on This Week on the Hill, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time this Saturday on the Salem News Channel. Vice President Harris says she is honored to be the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. Democratic National Committee Chair Jamie Harrison said Harris has now secured enough votes from Democratic delegates to officially be the party's nominee. Also at townhall.com, do Americans have confidence in the Secret Service?
Only 30% of Americans who answered a poll by the Associated Press and the New York Center for Public Affairs Research say they're extremely or very confident that the Secret Service can keep presidential candidates safe from violence before the election. The survey found that about 70% of respondents think the Secret Service bears at least a moderate amount of responsibility for the attempt on Trump's life. I'm Donna Warner.
After today's disappointing jobs report, stocks have been tanking. The Dow is down 761 points. The NASDAQ Composite, 460 in the red. More at townhall.com.
Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 80 years ago today, future President John F. Kennedy saved his crew after a Japanese destroyer obliterated their PT boat during World War II. The event had a major impact on JFK's life and on history. Here is the story. After graduating from Harvard, young Jack joined the Navy. He was deployed to the South Pacific in 1943, where he assumed command of a PT boat. That is short for Patrol Torpedo Vessel. PTs were designed for speed and accuracy. Armed with explosives and machine guns, hundreds were dispatched to scout enemy forces and disrupt supply lines. On the night of August 2nd, 1944, Kennedy was in command of PT-109. At 2 a.m., a massive Japanese destroyer traveling 40 miles an hour slammed into the American ship, severing the boat in half. The Japanese captain was traveling so fast, he had no idea he made contact with the enemy. JFK and 4 sailors clung to the sinking wreckage. 2 others were killed on impact. Kennedy, a champion swimmer, personally swam each of the wounded sailors to a nearby island. The ordeal took more than 4 hours. Jack and his crew spent several days on the island, surviving on coconut milk. Eventually, Kennedy swam to another island, a military outpost operated by the New Zealand Navy. He commandeered a vessel, saving his men. For his service in World War II, John F. Kennedy received the Navy and Marine Corps Medal. When asked how he became a hero in the Pacific, Kennedy simply replied, "I had no choice. They sank my boat." For more stories about the incredible life of JFK, please check out my best-selling book, Killing Kennedy. But that ordeal in the South Pacific defined the young Kennedy and led him directly into politics. His father wanted his older brother, Joe, killed in World War II, to be the first running for the Senate, but JFK took that mantle. Back after this. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall, but there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings.